So,
By that point.
okay, we're getting ready to go live. Mics are on.
And my first meeting in July.
Okay, at 6 o'clock, let's bring the April 9th, 2025 Community Development Corporation meeting to order. Let's say the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public participation. Okay, well, we were excited, we thought we'd have that. Regular items, let's consider approval of the March 12th, 2025 BCDC regular meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Okay, not all four of you can second.
Okay, well, Brenda was one, Jennifer was two.
Okay, thank you.
okay, item 2, discuss and consider items needed by Chance and Print for the marketing magazine project, including editorial content and final review.
Wow.
I completed everybody on my list. I'm sure that everybody did their own due diligence, yes?
Yes.
I did, I mean, almost. I'm not done walking around.
I didn't do.
I had the whole town of Bartonville there over there.
She had the whole,
Yeah.
People didn't have that kind of stuff.
That's what I ran into with people out of town, and I didn't get.
For the
got
most
what I
part,
got, I didn't get what I wanted to get.
for the most part, a lot of those are big corporate companies and stuff, and just like Lisa said in that email, just pull from their site, get the logo, stick it in there, and we can just put their page with the name, phone,
yeah,
or
just
address.
take their logo and place it in there without permission since it's copyrighted and trademark.
Okay, we'll just stick their page in the back like we did in the old one, where we put the name of the business, phone number and address. That's all we did, no logos, nothing fancy.
So what I had is I had Tractor Supply and I had Casey's, with 2 of the bigger ones. And Tractor Supply said, we don't want, we'll take care of our own, basically, is what it boiled down to. We don't want anybody doing our work for us, so to speak. And Casey's, the person at the location kind of gave me the same thing, but I tried the corporate, which I believe is in Des Moines, and they never got back to me. And this person, I saw him back then and I said, hey, I've heard from you. He goes, yeah, they're real weird about stuff like that. So I didn't get anything good from those 2.
Kroger sent me to corporate marketing and stuff, the same with the haircut places and stuff, anybody that seemed like a chain.
Yes,
Stuff, they're like, you're gonna have to talk to corporate. And I have not emailed any of them, I'm just.
Well, I mentioned we just write it in the back.
I agree.
If you look, do we have a copy of the old one? If you look in the back pages on that, there was a section that was really simple, just name, address, phone number.
Well, I think that that's every business was gonna go in the back regardless, right?
Right, but then,
So they just don't get their logos on the page, they just get listed as a business.
They don't get an ad, they don't get.
That's
their
fine,
logo.
that's fine.
so like that, yeah, so it was similar to that, they just get their stuff in there, so they're recognized, and show part of the community, but we don't have to jump through hoops with the email and phone.
I was pretty firm when I called and I said, you have to get back to me by April 1st. If you don't get in, end of discussion. They didn't, and that's the end of it. Yeah, and that's just where I was with them. I was with I think it was a State Farm guy or an Allstate guy, I don't remember. But I did have several people say, absolutely not, I don't want you to do it.
Yeah,
which is
So weird, so weird. And he was so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw the one that I put in there, right?
Yeah.
He was like, he was mean. He was so mean to me. And I was like, okay, I was like, I'm gonna need your name. He's like, I'm gonna need your name. I was like, Jennifer Buck. Like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to give you something for free.
the ones that are local, the small businesses, I was able to get a hold of all of them. And they're great with it, like the nail salon and stuff, they were good with it, and so on.
Did you talk to that Cabrera's landscaping, that lady that I gave you her name and number, and she said she did want to do it?
Yeah, Director Dom talked to the husband, the owner, the husband, and he didn't respond back. He sent numerous emails to him. And so I said, well, I know that you got in touch with the wife.
Yeah, because I was like, we're not really looking.
Yeah, I've got their
They
avatar
are-
stuff on the paper here, and I will talk to her before, so I
Yeah.
have to get hold of her, I just have been.
The response that I got not what I was expecting. I was expecting, hey, free advertising, good, you know,
That is kind
but
of fun.
that's not what I was
Yeah, I had a
expecting.
few oddballs too. The egg cafe lady, she was like, if I didn't know you, I wouldn't be okay with this.
Yeah.
She was totally weirded out by it.
It's
I was
free.
like, oh, I want to sell your logo to put it in a magazine. I'm such a bad guy. She's like, I know, but if I didn't know you.
It was a weird.
It was weird. And so I'm like this, like we did our due diligence, let's move on.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's stop playing the game of the magazine. It's exhausting.
Chance and sent a list of businesses today that they still didn't have. And there was just like, so right, it's Farmers, Great Clips, Lantana Eye Center, Premier Martial Arts, Full Works, Romney Pediatric Dentistry, and Smile Up Dentistry. I don't have access to the Google list, so I'm not sure if we just don't have anything.
Some of those were my people and they didn't call me back.
Yeah, and like the top hat up there, that's just a 20% drop off, there's nobody there. So I don't know if she got that or how she did.
So what's our thoughts on go forward? I mean, I had bad luck. Bottom line. I mean, just, I was totally taken back when people weren't just very forthcoming with wanting to give me information so they would get free advertising in a local magazine. And I was really taken back by that, so, that there was any pushback at all.
Now, I got that pushback too, and there's one, he said, or is this local or is this national? I said, it's local. Then, we don't. Okay.
Okay.
So, you have Old Town?
Yeah.
You got pushback from Old Town?
Well, people that not, I don't know, did we ever hear back from legal? Did you ever? Okay, so I mean, there, she was out of town, but her business manager was there and I talked to her and she said, oh, great, we'll get to you. I said, well, okay.
Yeah.
Send it to Shannon Montgomery, you know. It's that and the other, because they were late, I was waiting for her to do that, she never got back with me and evidently never turned anything in, so. Then there were there's some small businesses in the building over there that I never got in touch with anybody.
So, because, I mean, like, I've touched base as many as I can, and so, and like I said, the local ones, the small ones, they've been really receptive, at least as far as Lantana Town Center. And so, but then the big corporate ones, instead, since we're not gonna have a whole bunch of quarter page ads, can we just give information, update like what we have in here for all the local town numbers, and structure a little more like this to fill some of the pages?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have a lot less pages.
Well, you can either fill the pages with information or you can go down. You can go down before.
Yes.
Less pages and it costs less money.
Well, we're still gonna have less pages. The other one was only 20-something pages.
According to Lisa, because I asked her that question today, I said, getting ready for our meeting tonight, how many pages do we currently have in the magazines? Do we need more filler other than the 4 pages of town history? Okay, she said, there are less ads, so it's created space for 4 pages of potentially new content with the national brands. If y'all decide to not do the national brands, then there'll be 6 extra pages available. You can create up to 3 2-page editorials or photographs, or 6 1-page or a combination of 2 or 1-page editorials.
So if we go over this one more, can you show some more pages in here? Like, I know it had all of the information for like the police station, town hall, the hours and stuff. That guide that was back. Yeah.
And then I haven't showed you yet, but Brenda was working with Justin on the map.
Finally got the map done.
Let me see if I can open that up. There are a lot of pages, but she's got the map looking really good.
Well, he helped mostly. Mine looks like we made it look better.
Sorry.
That's the map.
Yeah, see, that's great. It's got where everybody's located. I mean, a general area.
Yeah, and if you have this, if you put on the back, I mean, how many pages do you wanna give them that has their name multiple times through here? And if you don't wanna do that, you can drop down 4 pages.
I think we should.
I think
Yeah.
we just drop down 4 pages.
Drop down. Can we put their names legally? I understand we can't use, logos, I get that. Can we advertise for them even with their name in the back without getting in trouble?
I'm kind of hesitant to say yes to that, I'd have to check with our attorney.
Yeah, I mean, it has gotten to the point where, you know, what can you do without getting in trouble, and it's hard to touch anything. And so I'd hate to put somebody's name in there that doesn't want their name in there for some odd reason, I don't know what it would be, but.
Well, we didn't think about that at last meeting, but you ran into that.
We've all been
Well, we
running.
did, we talked about it because I was very adamant about making sure we had permission before we just started pulling logos.
So then on the go forward, let's just use what we have.
Yep.
And go,
I agree.
I mean,
The
because,
only one that we should reach out to again is that, landscape lady.
Yeah, I think that's easy. All fractions.
so let's give what we've got, send it to Chanson. Let them produce a magazine and see what
And
we
we're
get.
done, yep.
And
And
then
then
we
with
should
the,
provide the, 2 pages of history. I don't know if you wanna update it or whatnot.
do you wanna send it to me and I'll read it? I'll proofread it, if we need to update it, I'll update it.
Yeah, I'll send you the link, what else do you need me to send? I'm not sure how to get into it, copy and paste it over, we don't.
That's fine, if you send me a link, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Comment, I was approached at the volunteer meeting last night. And said, why are we doing all this, paying money for a magazine? Why don't we do it online? And then they can do it, they can make changes, you know, if they need to. That's what we plan on doing.
Well, because you gotta get people to go to the link, a magazine, they're gonna see it and pick it up and read it. And if they're a newcomer, if it's a link, how many times do you have to tell people to look at the website?
Every day.
Yeah. Point made.
And a lot of people, they don't even know what
We have a
the
website.
website would be.
Well, and somebody who hasn't been involved, that's an unfair question for them to ask me without having all the information on the background, which we're gonna get picked apart.
Of course.
So there's no ill intent, we're trying to help our local businesses grow, which is what we're here for. And I'd be glad to talk to anybody that had questions that can explain why we're doing what we're doing, and we probably have people who don't like it, but
Can you please,
that's what we're here for.
What the BCDC.
Right, that's what we're here for, exactly. Yeah, it's a great idea, and
It's a fabulous idea.
So-
So what information are we? How much different is this one compared to the last one?
I don't think
it's
it's
not
much
really,
at all.
So like all the history, the maps, the Bartonville community, or the phone numbers and
So
stuff.
you didn't say, you just wanted the town history from the last one and then rush to the ads, is what we said about.
Can we just put, like, if you go back to the first pages of the magazine? Is that what I use most of? Easy to grab it instead of on the website.
So the remaining business, we've decided we're gonna, I'm just trying to get us through this to make sure we're on the same page. Remaining businesses topic, we're just gonna go with what we've got,
yes,
and that's what we're going to send to
yeah,
Chanson,
Yes.
okay?
yeah,
Town history information.
I'll
you're going to
proofread it, yeah.
Proofread it and go from there. Pictures, what, we don't have that one exactly. Remember the picture you and I saw in the front of that?
Yeah, I showed you guys a few the other day.
Right.
I took
And I
it,
have
Gloria,
those.
But-
Gloria doesn't have any.
Okay,
Because the only pictures I can find are still not cropped or changed or anything like that. That one.
I like that first one for the cover. I do too.
This one,
Yes.
Yeah,
Is that in the format that they could use?
Yeah.
So why don't we send that over?
I'm sorry, I'm just writing this down, so. it's in the requirements. And then we had, this is the horse that was on the last magazine.
So we put her on the back.
yeah, I like that too. Just send them all of them and say, here, we want this one to be the front
Plug
one,
them in.
And then use the other ones as they
and
can.
you can use the other ones wherever you need a
Okay.
spot. And if you need more, call us and bring over the last one.
Okay, so we're gonna send them those pictures and have them, the one for the front and plug the rest, where they feel they fit, right? That's what their expertise is, okay? Discussion of national brand logos, is that just,
Just what we talked about,
okay,
putting them in there with, we can't without. They're
Yeah.
authorized to try.
right. Okay,
So we're not, they're getting left out.
yeah, I mean,
Do they really need the advertising?
No.
No,
and then the last one is any other items?
I suggest that, once Director Burris gets finished talking to the landscaping company, send over that, I'll send the pictures and we tell them. Show us what we have so far, and then you guys can make the decision if you want more filler or if you want to take.
and you can, send like a link or something to us, right? And we can look at it, we can do that online as long as we don't talk to each other. I think we do that instead of waiting until the next meeting.
Is there any way that we can have magazine on our website, so that if you,
A digital copy like you
Digital
used to have.
copy.
Did you put that, I can't remember the contract, did you ask for a digital copy?
I don't remember either.
I will ask about that, because yes, we would really definitely want to know.
That would be really helpful. I'm gonna call and talk to Lisa tomorrow or Friday. And so, cause I know there was one business that the Zuka Charlie's just didn't get on this somehow. So I put them on today. And I gotta get with her to make sure they're added, if they do want.
Yeah, so what's our time frame? How long we wanna wait for this landscaper to respond to us so we can?
They did respond, and I sent her the information, she's been busy doing that.
Okay.
The wife did.
I will get with Lisa, no, I'll get it done.
I would say we get everything to the magazine by Friday, that way.
We're done.
We're,
Then we got something to review the next week.
and then if they can get it to me sooner than that, I will send out the digital copies so you guys can start reviewing it.
Wonderful.
Great idea, I was just right out of the response. Okay. We can move on to the next topic. Shannon, we both got that email today, right? And I don't, I was looking at it, the next topic is, update on holiday decorations. And I have gotten something back, which wasn't what I was expecting from Evergreen, who does the landscaping. Do they do it here also, Shannon? The landscaping
Yes.
here and over there? Okay, so they do the landscaping and they said, hey, we're starting a Christmas decorations division. I'm like, great. So she gives us a cost, give us some ideas, give us a cost. Well, their idea and cost was just lights. And they gave us some for the corner, and they gave us some here for some options. I was looking at it, did I delete it?
I couldn't even figure out how to print it.
Well, it was an odd deal, but I did figure out what they were giving us. And then once looking at photos, you had to reference the photos along with the diagrams. So
Now, I can show you what they sent over photos I did.
what time did they send that? I'm not.
It was here this, was it here this morning? I know.
Came from an odd address. It's not a junk.
Or I didn't leave till 10 o'clock last night, so I'm really not sure if I saw it last night or.
I hear you.
this morning. Yeah, they were showing us where they put lights. This is what they would want to do at the front, and then yes, we have to color code.
There's a color coded sheet they sent with this that says, hey, we can do this for this amount, this for this amount. And it's not what I was expecting. I thought they would give us some ideas about sleighs, yeah, you know, wreaths and that. This is
Side of the
nothing but
building.
lights.
Kids are just starting.
Yeah, I agree. And I didn't realize that. That's my mistake.
They were going around the entire building, and I don't think currently we go with the entire building.
Yeah, I don't think we need the side over here done. I think we would do the front, and I think they were gonna line the roof. And then they were gonna do some things on the horses, but my image of what was going to be done was lights and, what Bright Illuminations, I think, is that their name, the other company, Bright Illuminations? She has not responded back to me. It's, everybody wants your business and then they don't respond back. So this is all I got for this right now. I'll continue to reach out. I want to get something in place as quick as possible so we can go to council and see what they're gonna do, but what is the status? I haven't reviewed council notes. Is the shed idea gone? Is it,
It is not gone, it was postponed until a later date,
okay?
so it's not gonna be on next week, so we're hoping May.
So with that being said, they're probably not. I guess we can't plan on if we're gonna buy our own, that's probably not a good idea, because where would we keep it, right?
Right.
So now we need to go out and get some additional bids, which I've gone out for. We can continue to use the company we've been using for $6,600 or whatever it is per year. 6,500 with the sleigh and the lights and the whatever. I don't know if we want to increase the budget, reduce the budget, stay where we're at with that. Because that's the budget that I gave
Yeah, and these lights, the way they have this done, I'm not sure if you saw it, I saw it the way at the bottom. The lights that they have, that they proposed was $3,955.60, just for the light.
Just for lights, yeah. But I would rather use a company that does everything. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
don't you guys agree?
Yeah.
Instead of a company that just does lights and then, now if we were buying our own stuff, that's a different story, but, so what I will do is, I'll talk to Evergreen and say, hey, we thought, my mistake. I thought this was gonna be more of a full package, it's not, it's lighting. And then Bright Illuminations, they look like they are, they're a bigger, I think we're too small for them. They do massive stuff the way their website looked, is that the name of Bright Illuminations?
Brilliant, bright.
Brilliant Illuminations or whatever, Shannon and I have done a couple of conference calls with them. But they haven't gotten back to us, it feels like nobody's even taken this serious yet this time of year, I don't know what the story is, but I think we're too small, but let's see what they come up with. Worst comes to worst, we can go back to what we had last year.
Agreed.
So, that's my updates on holiday decorations. I hope to have something from Bright Illuminations or whatever. Coming up.
And he is trying to get, he copies me on his emails and he's reaching out to these people.
So, you know, we don't know if there's gonna be a shed or if there ever will be a shed, but, I don't think we count that until we know that we're gonna have it for sure. So I think we proceed with leasing.
We do have an area out there, we had to pull the tree down because it was dead.
Okay.
So the tree was removed this week, then we asked them to clear a 20 by 20 yard area. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay. So that's where I'm at with updates on holiday decorations. Any other discussion, any questions, any items? Shannon, can we look at the financial report?
Yes, sir. And we are at March month 6 of the year, so we're halfway through the year. Amazing how time flies. We are currently, we should be at least 50% of remaining balance for revenue, so we are at 48, so we're a little teeny tiny over budget, which is good. We're getting the revenues coming in. We received $6,435 for sales tax. And interest earned was $2,400, so our total of $8,895. Last month, we are down because February is when we get our quarterly payers on sales tax, so we did come down quite a bit, because last month it was huge. So it was a decrease of $150,000 from last month. But we are up from this time last year. We actually in March of last year, we were a little below, we were like gained like $440. So we're up a little bit. And available bank balance as of today is $651,000 and 944 cents. I'm sorry, $651,944.30. And on expenses, we are doing really well. We only spent our water and our landscaping for a total of $639 for this month. So we are over a couple expenses that we've talked about, the computer software for our sales tax, that we will fix at the end of the year, as we have got some leftover money in some different places. Marketing, we're over a little bit as well. But overall, revenues are coming in steady, we're doing good. We're way low on our expenses. Anybody have any questions?
No. Anybody?
No.
Okay. Item 5, discussion of development activity, new businesses, perspective. Anything new and exciting, Shannon?
No, we have not heard anything else other than what we've told you in the past, Papa John's, Chipotle, and the break place. We haven't heard anything else coming forward.
Okay. What else, Marty?
Isn't there a tire place that's gonna go in?
I think that's a break place.
It's tire break place, I can't remember exactly what it is, but right here on this side, yeah. Papa John's and Chipotle in one building, and then either the tire or the break place in the next to it, that's closer to the houses.
Okay.
And then we still have that blank wall between Whataburger and Break Spot.
So no plans coming in from anybody, no requests or anything of that nature?
We might have lost it, I think we've had one P&Z this year so far.
Good.
We've had a couple of variances come in, but nothing new development wise.
Okay. No. Anything else for new development, new business questions, items? How's Marty doing down there with his event center? Has anybody seen it?
Seen the dirt?
Is that all that's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've had a couple of inspections on whatever they're working on. I hear Sherry talking to the inspector, so they are moving along.
Yeah, they took that big old hill behind 7-Eleven, that's leveled out.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and this is not gonna be a news flash, but obviously the blue bonnets that I put at downtown Bartonville, they didn't make it, but the ones I planted at my house didn't either.
Neither did the ones that planted some in my ditch.
And my dad said, well, leave them alone, don't
Yeah.
disturb it, because it may take them until next year. So they're behind the baby horse.
Yep.
And that stretch of dirt is where I put them, but,
I talked to the landscaper.
yeah,
I ran into him and I said, hey. To the best of my ability, I said, no,
Yeah.
don't touch this.
where there's dirt behind the baby horse and the stretch of dirt,
Yes.
yeah.
And the stoplight's up, it's not operational yet, right there.
Well, half of it at least.
Thank God.
And,
Oh, Marty's and 7-Eleven now?
Yeah.
I see Neely, yeah.
Then 407, I went down that way this past week and then yesterday.
My husband is so excited that we have another stop sign in town, he's just thrilled.
Where's the new stop sign?
The red light,
Oh, I'm really excited about it. The wrecks are exhausting.
yeah.
From my
He's-
clients. It's
he's
literally,
stop
it's exhausting. Very sad that people get injured, but it really breaks up traffic. Like, where people can't get in, can't get out. Because when there's a wreck there, it just stops traffic.
I'm sure.
It's terrible.
Any future items?
I know we'll keep the holiday decorations on here
Yeah.
and we'll start going into budget in the next couple of months. We're working on a budget calendar now. We'll start bringing that information forward.
I'll take a move to the corner. I guess it. I don't know. So,
Water bills coming in normal, the $41.
it's still off the well, right? And,
Yes.
okay.
They were supposed to fix that, and yes, and even this month's bill is $41. I get that at the beginning of the month and it pays at the end of the month. So we're doing good. We did, our landscaping just changed the contract. It wasn't like fiscal year. We did decide to go ahead and put in the sprinkler maintenance into our contract. That way they're looking at them and making sure regularly, and it's not an extra charge for them to go over there.
Keep them going.
Exactly.
And
So
they
we're
bring it
gonna-
in, they're responsible for it.
Yes, And we just felt that as much as we've had problems with everything.
Yeah.
Let's be on their radar and let them do the maintenance.
Yep.
Sometimes
They
They
own
just
it
do
all.
their first maintenance,
And plants down everything that way, all theirs.
do that.
Okay, anything else? Anybody? All right, then at 6:30, let's adjourn the the April 9th, BCDC meeting. 6:30.
Thank you, sir.